name is Mario Otero. I'm 22 years old. El Paso, Texas, born and raised. I'm a musician. I play in a band called Juice and the Suds and Soft Sweater.
All right, cool. So you just tackled the first question. So first,
Yes.
second of all, what are your thoughts on El Paso? Like, what do you think of the city?
I think El Paso, it's incredibly beautiful. Whenever I leave and I come back, I just I fall in love with the desert rocks and the sunsets and the mountains. I think it's all beautiful, and I love the Mexican culture here. I love everything about it.
Have you ever missed home, whenever you've gone out of tour out of the city?
Yeah, I've missed home before on tour. I've never gone on a really long tour, but the times that I've gone, I kind of miss the culture of El Paso. I'm so used to it. I'm so used to having to speak Spanish everywhere and eating Mexican food and just all that.
All right. So a lot of people may have the misinterpretation because Juice and the Suds and Soft Sweater are totally different genres of bands. So the music that
Yes.
you've created, what would you consider the genre of it being?
The music that I've created,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think about genres when I'm making music. I always just throw the word alternative on there because I feel like alternative is a pretty good way to describe the way I write songs. But I guess you could say I write pop songs, So,
All right.
pop.
So has any of your songs have any type of ideology or political idea behind it?
My songs aren't really political. I mostly sing from the narrative of myself. I sing about the things that I'm going through. I rarely ever write about things that are happening around me. So none of my songs have any political ideologies. My songs are about happiness and depression and all that stuff.
Wow, so very, very deep stuff, technically.
Yeah. It's my songs are personal. You can put it like that.
Yeah.
My songs are they're like personal messages to me and the people that I love.
I never knew that, honestly, and it touches home. Now going back to and listening to it, it touches it hits. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as being a local artist, would you mind speaking on the hardships that it is being a local artist in the city?
Being a local artist, El Paso, it's fun. I like all the people for sure, but it is kind of hard because there isn't a lot of good music venues here in town. There's some, but even then, a lot of venues work in a way very exclusive here.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to adhere to more DJs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So me being a guitar player playing in rock bands, it isn't always too easy to get shows and to get a lot of people at the shows. So that's why you'll see a lot of house shows or shows at venues that aren't too popular.
Okay. So obviously you've said that you speak both English and Spanish. So you use it in your music sometimes. Why do you tend to use the Spanish and the English and mix it up in your songs?
Well, that's the funny thing to think about because I feel I don't know. I think in both languages, because that's the way I've grown up. I speak to my mom and her family in Spanish exclusively, and I speak to my dad and his family in English.
Mm-hmm.
So my thoughts are very much mixed in Spanish and English. I grew up here and in Mexico, so I feel when I'm writing, I'm not really trying to shoot for something. It's just a passing thought. So if the thought comes up in Spanish, then the song is in Spanish. If the thought comes up in English, then the song is in English.
So there's really no definite into as to why you mix both of them into it.
No, I don't really try to shoot for something when I'm writing. They're just things that come to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
as I'm playing. Yeah.
Okay, so I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have noticed this as well, that when you first released the song "Raining Snow" with under Fat Camp, it's had a very
Yeah.
different sound to what it was re-released with Juice and the Suds. Would you mind speaking on
Yeah.
to like the unique sound that both of them have?
Yeah. So Raining Snow was one of the first songs that I've ever written in my life. You know, I started writing songs probably when I was about 18 or 19. And Raining Snow was one of the first ones. And I wrote it on acoustic guitar, and I showed it to my friends who are my bandmates. And that's just how we recorded it. We recorded it with acoustic guitar and drums and all that stuff. And I really liked it. You know, but my friend Grant, the bassist of Juice and the Suds, he was, you know, telling me that we could do a lot more with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when we got to go to Sonic Ranch Recording Studios, we decided to set up like to make the song sound more full, you know, give it more parts, you know? And so when we recorded it at Sonic Ranch, we used these big keyboards and like really big, beautiful amps, and made the song sound a lot spacier. And I feel like we did the song some really good justice on the new Juice and the Suds record.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so the last question. What type of things that are going on in the world have impacted your way of writing or your music and are significant to you?
Well, obviously, Corona has us all kind of locked up inside, you know? I feel like before Corona was happening, I was very active, you know? I was playing shows almost every other night. I was partying a lot. I was working a lot. I was going to school. And I didn't have that much time to really, really write good songs. So with this Corona stuff, and I've been locked up, I've almost only been writing songs, and I feel like I've been able to write the best songs I've ever written. And I actually moved in, as you can see, with Grant.
Hi.
I moved in with Grant and Malone of Juice and the Suds.
Hi.
And we're because Malone's parents got a new house, and there's a studio. So we set up a studio, and with all the songs that I've written, we're recording a new record.
Wow, amazing. I can't wait to hear the new record. I hope it drops soon.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this interview. It really means the world to me. And would you like to make some shameless promo for the band and for yourself?
Sure. This year, Stop Sweater's dropping a new album that we recorded at Sonic Ranch. I wrote about like 4 songs on it. So you'll be able to hear my songs in punk version on that new record. And Juice and the Suds is working on our new record. So be expecting a lot of more music from me, you know?
All right. Thank you.